Yo, checking in again. Another day, another message. There's been a lot going on within the city of Birmingham over the last 10 days, so I thought I'd put another video out there to get people to think, talk, discuss, and make others aware of the situations that are taking place within Birmingham for those that don't know. Now, we know last week, unfortunately, 2 of our young brothers in the city had lost their lives to knife crime. And also young people within our city that got wounded via knives but didn't lose their lives. Now the situation's kind of sticky because what I've noticed within the last 10 days, looking at social networks, speaking to parents, speaking to victims, speaking to individuals that observed some of the situations that have been taking place. And the situation is that people are confused, people are scared, people are anxious, people don't know what to do, people want answers. And there's no straight answer to deal with the situation of knife crime, because as we know, for those that are working in the community on this agenda, we know that there's not one solution to deal with it. But I've been looking through some prison letters that I've been receiving from young brothers that are serving life sentences for murder due to knife crime. And I just started to highlight some key things. Key things like, I got caught up, I was hyped, I didn't mean to do it, I wish I could turn back the hands of time, I don't know what to do with myself, I can't sleep, I can't eat. So this is the situation that I'm starting to see. So we've got many young people that are out in our community that are anxious, that are scared, are afraid, many of which are carrying knives in order to deal with the beef, or carrying knives because they're afraid of getting injured by a knife. So therefore they get caught up in silly situations, trivial beef, trivial arguments, or you're standing in a location and someone stares at you and you think, what are you looking at me for? Then the person boxes you in your face. Then you pull out a knife because you're afraid of what people might say or people might do because you didn't react to that. So people pull out a knife and they utilize it. And they stab people in their hearts, they stab people in their legs, they stab people in different types of places, not meaning to commit the crime. And I said it on one of my blogs the other day, that most young people out there that take people's lives by a knife, a lot of them can't comprehend that they had the ability to take somebody's life by a knife. And it's a sad situation. But then we've got practitioners, people in the community that are doing positive work, again on this agenda, that want solutions, don't know what to do, where to respond. And all I would say to those individuals that are out there is keep pushing. You can't save them all. But for those that are out there, we have to keep trying to inspire their minds, trying to get them to think differently. Because it's deep. We've got young people now that are so fearful of these situations that they're saying, you know what, I'd rather get caught with my knife than without it, because I don't want to get put in a situation that's going to cost me my life. So you've got the young people that are willing to carry knives and want to carry knives, and then you've got the young people that are scared, the individuals that are saying, oh, well, I don't want that to happen to me. So when I'm going to college or when I'm going to school, I need to carry my knife in order for me to feel safe. So where are all the people in our community that are out there speaking to young people, connecting with young people, to make them have a little peace of mind of what's going on within the society, within their community? And then we've got parents, two-sided parents. So you've got parents that don't understand what's going on, are afraid to bring up their children within these communities. Me, a father of 2, afraid to bring up my son and my daughter in this environment, in this community. And then you've got parents that are willingly and know what their children are doing, but don't say nothing, turn a blind eye, and are ignorant to the situation that's taking place. These are the things that we're starting to see with parents. And these issues are not new, so I'm not saying these issues are something that's just risen. They've always been there. But this is what we're starting to see within the society, and unless we start to have these discussions, unless we start coming together and trying to come up with practical and realistic solutions, we're going to start seeing these things a lot more. With 18 youth provisions within Birmingham City alone that have been closed within the last 8 months, what do you expect to take place within the community with young people? You're going to see a lot more stabbings. Unfortunately, we're going to see a lot more young people losing their lives to knife and gun crime. We are going to see that. But again, do we stress the authorities enough? Are we out there actively as members of the community, as practitioners, actively out there to get answers, to get responses, to get the resources that enables us to be able to deal with our young people? When we're looking at taxpayers' money, it's like 1.1 million out of our taxpayers' money to deal with gun crime. 300,000, 250 to 300,000 when it's a knife crime. But yet the government give us 10 grand, 5 grand, 1,500 pounds, 500 pounds to deal with the solution. So then that means that there's something going on up there, but then there's also something going on within our community. How often are we out there actively doing this? Does it take for someone to die in order for us to say that we need to put on a summit? Does it take for someone to lose their life to say that, you know what, we're talented youth in our community, we need to help them, we need to guide them? Does it take for somebody to die to say that, you know what, we need answers, we need to come together and we need to put on programs and projects that's going to engage our young people and make them think differently? And for those of us that are working on this agenda 365 days a year, I salute you all. Because it's hard and it's deep out here, and a lot of these individuals, whether they're victims or perpetrators, we've worked with both sides. And it's difficult. It's really difficult. But all I would say to you individuals is keep pushing, keep trying. Because it's hard. And we are going to lose more lives. We are going to see more death within our community. As long as there's young people that don't have opportunity, as long as there's no jobs, as long as there's things that young people can't access in order for them to progress within life. I know individuals quite recently that have come out of prison or lived a life of crime and want to change, want to go to university, want to go to college, want to do an apprenticeship in order to make legit money in order for them to change. But they're getting rejected left, right and centre. So then we have young people that think, you know what, I might as well go back to the road because there's no opportunities out there. Nobody's giving them a chance. So who are the people in the community that's going to give them a chance? So if you've got a local business and you're self-employed and you're doing something within the community, can you bring young people along? Can you put them on and give them that chance? Because if we sit here and keep wondering and waiting for governments and we keep waiting for funding to enable us to do something for our own communities, then what are we doing? I always stress to the religious institutions, big spaces within our communities. How is it that young people go to these places of worship but don't have no knowledge or any guidance about their day-to-day activities, about living within this community? I've been working with young people that their families go to churches, go to mosques, go to temples. And I say to them, when you go into these institutions, yes, you may learn about prophets and messengers. You may learn about important people that's going to enable you to guide you spiritually and mentally. But do they ever talk about the day-to-day activities? Are you fearful of going to school? Are you fearful of going to college? And do you feel that you need to carry a knife in order to make yourself feel safe? Why are these conversations not taking place? And why are these spaces not being utilised within our communities that enables people like myself and other people in the community working around these agendas to utilise it and inspire young people? Millions and millions of pounds are put into buildings, put into good resources that can be used within our community. But are you going to be a community? Are we going to be a people where we accept a certain set of people, but then all our youth stand on the corner? It shouldn't be a situation where if I'm walking within just Handsworth and I see churches, I see temples, I see mosques, but you're still seeing youth standing on the corner. Do we go out and we interact with these young people? And what services are we as a community providing young people? Because some young people since last week can't sleep. Some young people are very anxious and feel that, you know what, I don't know what to do. I'm probably scared to go to school or college. There's a lot of young people that are angry. But where are the spaces in our community where young people feel that they can offload? Because all that is left is pubs and bookies. So are we suggesting that young people should be going to them places in order to talk, in order to think, in order to express? That's why I utilise the barbershop, because the barbershop for me is the only place now that is left for young people on street corners to go in and feel that they can express themselves. 18 youth centres have been closed down. So where do young people go? A lot of the foolishness starts with boredom. But what hurts and what is sad is the fact that the young people was at the murder at Friday were at a memorial of another knife crime that happened a year before. Look at the irony of that. So now we've got situations now where people are going to mourn for their loved ones, their friends, their people that they've known for many years or for a short time. And then in those same spaces, young people are getting stabbed or getting shot. Soon we're going to start seeing this type of stuff within funerals. I've seen it. I've seen conflict almost there at funerals. It's only going to be a matter of time. If this is a memorial, now my heart goes out to the parents and the family members that were there, putting on an event for their child, for people to remember them. And in that same environment, other young people are in there causing trouble and taking people's lives. And we haven't forgot the young brothers that have died without the last couple of years, the last few months. We can't forget about these people. It can't be a situation where we just put in RIP on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and then 2-3 seconds later, you've got another picture up of Chief Keef holding a burner, or you're talking about shooting or clapping a man or stabbing a man. I understand that the situation right now is that young people now, when they're throwing up this RIP, I've looked at it as it's probably a way of young people grieving. But then you've got other young people that are just doing it for the sake of doing it. When will it go into your minds? When will it go into your hearts that somebody has lost their lives? And this could be any one of you at any given time if you don't start changing and start thinking about not just the people that you're moving with, but the environments that you go into. And it's a sad situation. It's a sad situation. And I don't know the answers, but for the people that are out there, keep pushing, keep pushing. Teachers, you need to be stressing your head teachers, the heads of year, about this issue. Religious institutions, people that visit different places, you need to be stepping to pastors, stepping to imams, stepping to these people and say, I want you to talk about knife crime. I want you to talk about violence within our community, because people are scared and people need to know what's going on. Spiritual groups, Pan-Africanist groups that engage with people. Black History Month is coming, so it shouldn't be a situation for the next 30 or 31 days. We only see people that are giving people knowledge that they need to know, and then they disappear for the other 11 months. We need to come out of these cycles and break it, because nobody else ain't going to do it. We need to do this for ourselves. And I don't want to keep regurgitating the same information, but I think that my point has been made. I think that we need to stop sleeping. We need to wake up. We need to take hold of our community, because if we don't do it, nobody else will, and we'll start to see a lot more murders, a lot more deaths. We'll have a lot more mothers crying and a lot of young people just sitting on the wayside. It's Real Action Youth in Motion. It's about turning real talk into real action. Peace.